What's up, everybody? It's your man Donovan Sharpe with another episode of Sharpe Shorts. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Sharpe Shorts, they are thoughts that I have, or thoughts that pop into my head as they apply to the red pill that are, too long for tweets, but too short for a podcast. So I kind of just pare it down to these bite-sized episodes. Now, as always, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharpe, like my Facebook page, The Sharpe Reality. Also, check out previous podcast episodes on thesharpereality.com, and make sure you check out my articles on Return of Kings. I've got a little over 80 articles published there over, I would say, about a 3-year period, ranging, from every angle in terms of game, covert slut tells, some of my personal stories, about my downfalls with women. I talk about sports from a red pill perspective, as well as some of the racial elements, involved with the red pill lifestyle. So if you want additional content from yours truly, just go ahead and head on over to returnofkings.com. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just do a search for either Donovan Sharpe or The Sharpe Reality, and you'll find all of my podcast episodes there as well. Now, today's Sharpe Short is going to be about the situation with the University of Minnesota and their football team. Now, for those of you who haven't heard about this yet, the long and the short of it is that a 22-year-old female college student gets drunk. She gets fucked by a bunch of dudes from the football team, the owner of the U of M football team. She goes to the cops, says she was raped, did the rape kit. The Hennepin County District Attorney's Office saw a video, showed her getting the train ran on her. They saw what they described as her enjoying herself or making no effort to stop what was happening, so they didn't press charges. Well, predictably, a Title IX, and I put that in air quotes, a Title IX investigation was opened up, and as soon as the investigation started, as soon as it was open, 10 players were immediately suspended from playing in their upcoming bowl game, the Holiday Bowl. Now, after the team found out about it, they all decided to boycott all football activities until they were given an explanation as to what was going on, meaning they wanted to know why their teammates were being punished by the university for something that nobody was arrested for. And listen, their team, their guys were front and center. They showed their faces. They gave a speech and they said, "Hey, look, man, we're going to boycott everything. We're not doing the Holiday Bowl. We're not going to practice until we get some answers." Well, unfortunately, a couple of days, went by and their boycott had ended. It lasted about 48 hours, and the Holiday Bowl is going on as scheduled. You should note that I think it was, I forget, they had another university waiting in the wings if, the University of Minnesota football team did boycott the Holiday Bowl. But after 48 hours, they ended their boycott, so they're now going to play it. So that's the Reader's Digest version of what's happened so far. So there are a few things here that I'm going to address. First and foremost, the story has lost steam the last couple of days, and the reasons are simple. There's a video that proves the girl wasn't raped, and the DA's office didn't bring charges, okay? The media is not going to continue to report on a story that doesn't fit their narrative, that 99% of sex is rape, and that rape culture has permeated all college campuses, so they've left it alone. Just like, and you guys probably, and again, in case you didn't remember the case of Patrick Kane for the Chicago Blackhawks, he was accused of rape. The DA's office described the evidence as rife with reasonable doubt. They said that the evidence had significant material inconsistencies, and that there was forensic evidence that literally contradicted her allegation of rape. And so the chick decided to drop the charges after she knew everyone figured out that her accusation was bullshit. After that, the story died. Okay, nobody heard about it. ESPN didn't talk about it. Fox Sports didn't talk about it. Because Kane didn't rape her and wasn't prosecuted. Had he been prosecuted, they'd have picked up the story and kept going because, again, that fits their narrative. The same is happening with this case. Everyone knows this girl was basically, she was just a slut who got shit-faced and got fucked by a bunch of guys because she wanted to, and they know that that's what sluts do. Another thing I wanted to point out is the credibility the blue pill, and this really pisses me off, the credibility that the blue pill sports media gives to these whores, okay? And this is unbelievable. In the police report, the girl said something, and I don't remember what it said. The girl said something to the effect of, I wanted it to stop, or I was trying to make it stop. Basically saying that she didn't want what was happening to happen to her. She wanted it to stop. Now, they believe her and give all the credence and credibility to her statements. But then they want to turn around and call the players lying rapists, even though they had a video that clearly shows that the girl wasn't trying to make it stop, like she said in the police report. Okay, this is all part of that whole that listen and believe bullshit they've been panhandling to us, through the college sports. They want us to listen and believe these sluts, despite video evidence to the contrary. And in Patrick Kane's forensic evidence, like, that literally contradicted the accuser's story. Again, the same thing was happening here. Then there's the bullshit Title IX investigation. Now, Title IX is apparently supposed to make it unlawful to discriminate on the basis of sex in any, I think it says in any federally educated or any federally funded educational program or activity, basically college sports. But all Title IX seems to do on campuses is hand down punishments to male scholarship athletes who haven't been arrested for anything. Okay, male athlete gets accused of rape, and the DA decides not to prosecute. Okay, no problem. Suspend him, kick him off the team, take a scholarship, make him a pariah before anything is ever proven, and listen and believe, quote unquote, the female accuser, no matter how inconsistent or sometimes even patently false the evidence is. The same happened with the Jameis Winston case back in the fall of 2013. Leon County, that's where Tallahassee, Florida is, and that's where Florida State is. The Leon County DA, Willie Meggs, didn't charge Winston when Erica Kinsman, and I'll say her name again, Erica Kinsman, accused him of raping her, but there was a Title IX investigation that was opened up afterwards. And listen, we all knew that that was basically designed to bait Winston into admitting wrongdoing, which would have led to further prosecution by the state of Florida. They didn't have anything on him, and they were just trying to get him to incriminate himself. Obviously, that didn't happen, because Winston, he went on to win the Heisman Trophy, won the national championship, first pick in the NFL draft, and the whole nine. But the point is that these Title IX investigations are, they're just designed to punish male athletes, or male college athletes, rather, when, feminists, throw fits on campus when they're not charged with a crime. Now, as far as the status of the 10 players at the University of Minnesota, they're all still suspended. But get this, 5 of them have been recommended for expulsion, and my guess is that the 5 that are being recommended for expulsion are probably the dudes that ran the train on her, probably the dudes that fucked her. The other 5 are up for 1-year suspension. Now, again, think about this for a minute, guys. This is all despite the fact that none of them had been charged with a crime, based on forensic evidence and the fact that there was actual video of the incident that clearly didn't show sexual assault, rape, or anything close to it. Okay? 10 male students are getting blackballed because we want to defend the honor of slutty college girls. This, at the end of the day, guys, this is just another case of a female student getting blackout drunk, being a slut, and regretting it in the morning. Then she attempts to salvage her reputation by saying she was raped. Erica Kinsman had a boyfriend when she fucked Jameis Winston, so he probably found out about it, and she says, "Oh, I was raped." Same thing here. And now that school, is going to severely punish these guys. The fact that that's going to happen, that's a dangerous precedent that you don't have to be charged with a crime to be punished. And truthfully, listen, this might sound a little extreme, but it won't be long before organizations like this start popping up outside of college campuses. So, I don't know, every day guys like you and me can get caught up in some bullshit or investigation or punished in some sort of way without being charged with a crime. It sounds crazy, but that kind of thing is just around the corner if this stuff continues. Now, there is something good that did come out of this, and that is that we finally saw male athletes stand up and say, "Hey, this is bullshit, okay? Our teammates are getting railroaded, and we're going to make sure everybody knows it. The girl was a slut. We took advantage of it." And the funny thing is this, is feminism tells women it's okay to be sluts, but then they want to punish men for exploiting and taking advantage of said sluts. You can't have it both. You can't burn the candle from both ends. Now, again, their boycott, it only lasted a couple of days, but, that's progress. I can't. Well, I'll tell you this. Other than really the Duke lacrosse case back in 2006, when basically everyone outside of Durham County knew that Crystal Mangum's case was bullshit from the jump, we've never really seen a group of male athletes go public with their public disdain for the bullshit narrative that is quote rape culture. I mean, I don't know, who knows, man. Maybe the University of Minnesota football team, maybe hopefully that inspires other male athletes to do the same. At this point, really only time will tell. Again, follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharpe, like my Facebook page, and visit thesharpereality.com as well as my YouTube channel for an archive of my podcast episodes. Thanks for listening, guys.